If you're coming from gas bikes, the first thing that hits you isn't the silence, because it isn't silent. It's the sound. Energica uses straight-cut gears in the reduction drive, which creates this high-pitched mechanical turbine whine that rises in pitch with your speed. It doesn't sound like a sewing machine. It sounds like a TIE fighter from Star Wars doing a flyby. The second thing is the torque. We talk about instant torque with electrics a lot, but the Ribelle is different. With 159 pound-feet of torque, that's more than a Triumph Rocket 3, available from 0 RPM, the acceleration isn't just fast, it's violent. There is no clutch to feather, no gears to shift. You just twist, and the horizon gets deleted. I took this onto my local technical loop, expecting it to be a disaster due to the weight, but I was shocked. Once you are moving above 15 miles per hour, the weight seemingly vanishes. The center of gravity is incredibly low because the massive battery acts as the engine block. It feels planted, stable, and gives you this on-rails confidence that is genuinely addictive. Frame and build quality. Build. This is unmistakably Italian. The trellis frame is gorgeous, the carbon fiber accents on the model are real, and the switchgear feels premium. It doesn't feel like a gadget, it feels like a high-end motorcycle. Weight, however, we have to talk about the build's density. This bike weighs approx 260 kilograms, 573 pounds. There is no hiding that when you are pushing it out of the garage. It feels dense, like a lead brick. Energica includes a reverse mode and a slow forward parking assist, and believe me, you will use them. If you park this nose down on a slight incline without using the parking brake, you aren't getting it out. Performance. Electric Streetfighter. Handling and suspension. The RS version comes with upgraded suspension, typically Marzocchi forks and Bitubo rear shock, and they are sprung stiffly to handle the battery weight. In the corners, the bike doesn't flick side to side like a 600cc sport bike. It requires deliberate countersteering. But once it's leaned over, it is unshakable. Potholes and mid-corner bumps that would upset a lighter bike are just absorbed by the sheer mass and quality damping. Braking. Stopping a 573-pound missile requires serious hardware. The dual 330mm Brembo discs up front are fantastic, but the real hero is the regenerative braking. You can adjust it on the fly. In high mode, I rarely touch the actual brake lever. You just roll off the throttle, and the motor drag slows you down aggressively while recharging the battery. It creates this one-pedal flow state through the twisties that gas bikes just can't replicate. Motor, battery, and drivetrain. This is the heart of the beast. The MC motor and the 21.5 kilowatt-hour battery. Range. In the real world, riding like a normal person, mixed highway city, I was consistently getting 130 to 140 miles. If you stay in the city, you can easily hit 200 miles. If you blast down the highway at 80 miles per hour constantly, expect closer to 100 miles. This is class leading. Charging. This is the Ribelle's ace card. It is one of the few electric motorcycles with DC fast charging as standard. I pulled into a station with 15% battery, plugged in, went to buy a coffee, and came back 20 minutes later to 85%. This actually makes it a viable touring machine, unlike competitors that take hours to charge on level 2 AC. Industry context. Here is the hard truth you need to know before opening your wallet. Energica Motor Company filed for bankruptcy liquidation in October 2024. Technically, the Eva Ribelle was the apex predator of the electric world, more range than a Livewire 1 and faster charging than a Zero SRF. It sat at the top of the food chain. However, buying one now means buying an orphan bike. Dealer support is dissolving and parts availability is going to be a scavenger hunt. You are buying a piece of history, not a supported product. Limitations and trade-offs. The weight is exhausting to ride at low speeds or in stop-and-go traffic. You're constantly managing the mass. Seat height. At 31.1 inches, it's not terribly high, but because the bike is wide, due to the battery, it splays your legs, making it harder to flat-foot. Chain noise. While the gear wind is cool, the chain noise is quite audible, since there is no exhaust to mask it. You need to keep that chain lubed perfectly or it sounds like a bag of bolts. Ownership risk. As mentioned, with the factory closing, if you crash it or a proprietary electronic module fails, you might be out of luck. Final verdict. Buy this bike if you are an electric enthusiast or collector who wants the highest performance electric motorcycle ever mass-produced. You want the thrill of 2.6-second 0 to 60 launches, the convenience of DC fast charging, and you have the mechanical know-how or patience to maintain a bike with no factory support. Skip this if you need a daily commuter with a warranty and a dealer network. If you want something you can drop off at a shop for service, or if you are a new rider, the weight and power are dangerous for beginners. Bottom line, the Energica Eva Ribelle RS is a magnificent, flawed, exhilarating machine. It is the best electric motorcycle I have ever ridden, which makes its manufacturer's demise even more tragic.